Richard Nixon, Triumph and Tragedy. Richard Milhouse Nixon was born in Yorba Linda, California, in 1913. His early life was marked by financial hardship and the influence of his Quaker upbringing. These experiences instilled in him a strong work ethic and a deep-seated ambition. Nixon excelled academically, graduating from Whittier College and Duke University School of Law. He served in the Navy during World War II before entering politics. His political career began in 1946 with his election to the House of Representatives. He quickly gained attention for his staunch anti-communist stance. This propelled him to the Senate in 1950. In 1952, Dwight D. Eisenhower selected Nixon as his running mate. At 39, Nixon became one of the youngest vice presidents in American history. As vice president, Nixon played an active role in the Eisenhower administration. He traveled extensively, both domestically and internationally, representing the United States. He engaged in the famous kitchen debate with Soviet Premier Nikita Khrushchev in 1959. In 1960, Nixon ran for president against John F. Kennedy. The election was incredibly close. Kennedy ultimately won by a narrow margin. Many believe the televised debates played a crucial role in Nixon's defeat. Following his loss, Nixon ran for governor of California in 1962. He suffered another defeat. He famously declared his departure from politics, stating, "You won't have Nixon to kick around anymore." Despite his apparent exit from public life, Nixon remained determined. He joined a New York law firm, but continued to cultivate his political connections. The political landscape of the 1960s shifted dramatically. The Vietnam War escalated, and social unrest grew. Nixon saw an opportunity to re-enter the political arena. He ran for president again in 1968, promising to restore law and order and end the war in Vietnam. Capitalizing on the nation's anxieties, Nixon secured the Republican nomination. He defeated Vice President Hubert Humphrey in a close election. Richard Nixon became the 37th President of the United States. Nixon's presidency was marked by significant achievements, particularly in foreign policy. He pursued a strategy of détente with the Soviet Union. This led to the Strategic Arms Limitation Treaty, SALT-Y, a landmark agreement that limited the production of nuclear weapons. Perhaps his most groundbreaking accomplishment was the opening of relations with China. In 1972, Nixon made a historic visit to Beijing, meeting with Chairman Mao Zedong. This dramatically altered the global balance of power. Domestically, Nixon created the Environmental Protection Agency, EPA. He also signed the Clean Air Act, demonstrating a commitment to environmental protection. He oversaw the end of U.S. involvement in the Vietnam War, although the conflict continued for several years after his withdrawal of troops. Despite his successes, Nixon's presidency was ultimately defined by the Watergate scandal. In 1972, burglars broke into the Democratic National Committee headquarters at the Watergate Hotel. The break-in was linked to Nixon's re-election campaign. A cover-up ensued, involving high-ranking officials in the White House. As the scandal unfolded, evidence emerged implicating Nixon himself. The Senate launched an investigation, and the media relentlessly pursued the story. The discovery of secret White House tapes revealed Nixon's involvement in the cover-up. Facing impeachment by the House of Representatives and near certain conviction by the Senate, Nixon made a momentous decision. On August 9, 1974, Richard Nixon resigned from the presidency. He was the only U.S. president ever to do so. His vice president, Gerald Ford, assumed the office. Ford later pardoned Nixon for any crimes he may have committed while in office. This decision was highly controversial. It sparked public outrage and debate. Nixon retreated from public life for several years. He eventually re-emerged as an elder statesman, writing books and offering foreign policy advice. His legacy remains complex and controversial. He is remembered both for his accomplishments and for the scandal that brought him down. Richard Nixon's story is a cautionary tale of ambition, power, and the abuse of trust. It continues to shape American politics and our understanding of the presidency.